In this video on Advanced Find in Microsoft Dynamics for Sales, we're going to go through a really quick basic introduction to Advanced Find. So we're going to show how to find the Advanced Find, how to put together a basic query, how to change the data that's brought back when you run that query, and how to save that query for future use. Now this is first in a series that we're doing on Advanced Find. You can see links to the other videos below. And I have to emphasize, this is the legacy version of the Advanced Find that we're covering. So about a year or so ago now, I guess, Microsoft introduced a new interface, what they call the modern interface to Advanced Find. So if you bought a new CRM system today, then that would be your default Advanced Find. However, administrators can still set the legacy Advanced Find as their default. So if when you run the Advanced Find you're seeing something completely different from what I'm showing you on the screen here, that's because you're currently running the modern Advanced Find. We've got videos for both the modern Advanced Find and the legacy Advanced Find below. Equally, you've obviously got the opportunity to suggest any content for us as well. And actually, if you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, there are links for that below. So, in terms of the Advanced Find, why is that an important function within Dynamics? Basically, if you're trying to run a query, if you're looking to search the system, then you've obviously got the ability to search by a keyword as long as that keyword is one that's enabled for search within the system. But if you're trying to search for something where the keyword isn't enabled, searching for a field that isn't searchable, or you're looking to do searches by multiple fields, possibly based on different record types within the system, then that's where Advanced Find comes into play. And Advanced Find is a really powerful way of being able to analyze and assess your data. So that's Advanced Find, really important tool. A lot of people shy away from it because superficially it looks quite complex, but actually it's relatively easy to use, and hopefully as you go through this video and others in the series, and that will become apparent. So as a starting point, how do we find the Advanced Find? It's relatively simple. We go to the top bar here, the blue bar at the top, or what's blue in my system, it may be slightly different in yours, but the top bar, and we've got a funnel icon. Now that is where we find the Advanced Find. You'll also notice that you've also got a funnel within the, in my case, the context area, or whatever record type you're navigated to from the side menu. That is slightly different from Advanced Find. So if we're trying to get to Advanced Find, we go to the one at the top, and then to just kick that off, I just click on it. It can take a second or two for this to load up. Now, first thing to note, I was in the contacts area when I invoked the Advanced Find. So by definition, it's going to pick up contacts in the look for. Look for is effectively saying which bit of the system do we want to look in or start our query from, at least. And if I just click on as I just clicked on the down arrow to the right of that field, you'll see lots and lots of different record types within the system. These are all, by and large, I think we have added a few custom entities within here. This is just a sandbox system that we're using here with default standard Microsoft test data in it. But these are, by and large, standard system records, so there's quite a lot of them. And we can query any of those, but in this case we want to query contacts or people. So that's defaulted to that. If we wanted to change that, we could select, for example, we could select organizations. Now, in terms of being able to run a query, first thing I do is click on New, and that enables me to start to construct my query. And I get if you can see here, I've got a field that when my mouse is away from it, says select. When I go on it, I've got the ability to select a field. Now, the example I'm going to use here is that because we've got standard Microsoft data in here, which is quite limited, I'm going to use the example of I'm a marketing person and I want to build up a list of people for an upcoming seminar. So the seminar's going to be in Seattle. So we decided we want people who've got an address in Seattle, and we're going to look for people that have a status of active. In other words, we haven't deactivated them because they've gone away, or they've been merged because they were a duplicate record. And because we're going to email them, we want to make sure they've got an email address. So that's going to be the basis for my query. So what I do is click on this field, click the little down arrow to the right, and then I get a list of fields here, and I can select any of these. These are all the standard system fields, as well as any that have been added through the customization process. I'm going to select city here, and then you'll notice it's saying by default it's an equals, but I can choose other parameters as well, as does not equal, contains, etc. But we'll stick to equals, and then as this is a free text field, it says enter some text. So I'm going to put Seattle. So that's my first line of my query. Then let's go to the next one. And we said status, and that equals active. I could scroll down through this, or if I just type in S, I'll jump to the S's, and then I'm going to find the status field, which is that one, and then again equals is fine, happy with that. And then I get this view because it's a pick list. If I double click on that, or I can use that arrow to select it, if I double click on it, it goes over anyway. Either approach works. I'm just going to OK that. And then the last one we said email, so I'll just jump to the email, E for email. I won't use equals because that wouldn't work in this case, so we're going to say contains data. So let's just go through that query. Address 1 city equals Seattle, and the status is active, and the email contains data. So that gives me the basic for my list. If I now want to see who's on that, what I go to is the big red exclamation mark and click results. If I click on that and wait a second or two, there we go. Let's come back. So my results have now appeared, and I got 4 records. Now the data that's come back is quite limited. I've just got full name, I've got business phone. Now if I want to change that, change what's come back, what I can do is go back to the advanced find. I can go to edit columns, and again we'll just wait, and then within this view I can see those are the current columns. So I've got full name and business phone. I can add columns, and there's a couple of ways I could do that. I can, if I just add them, then they'll appear at the end of the list, and then I can use the arrows to move them to where I want them to be. Or if I just highlight one of the columns here, it'll insert it to the right. So if I add columns, and I'm going to just add one, but I could add multiple if I wish to, I'm going to add city. And I'm just going to OK that now. So I could move that if I wanted to, just using these arrows. If I OK that, run the results again, and we've got the full name, business phone, and now we've got the city that we've just added. So you can add fields to your heart content at that stage. Having run my query, the last thing I might want to do is go back to my advanced find tab, and I can save it. So in order to save that, I go to save as, and then I'm going to give this a name. I'll call that test 1. Let's save that, and you can see that now appears in this list on the right hand side here in my views. The others are system views that are listed up there. That's a view, a personal view I've created, which I can share with other people, which we'll show in other videos. And if I go to my save views, I can see that that now appears. And if I come out of advanced find altogether, and I'll do a quick refresh on the system just to make sure that that is appearing. If I just click on the down, I'm in my all context view, which is my default view. There's a drop down, there's a down arrow to the right of that. If I just click on that, you'll see now I've got my views, which is the test one that I created earlier. If I just open that up, you can see that is the view I created. So any query I run, I can save that for future use. Anyway, hopefully that's been a helpful introduction to Advanced Find, the legacy version of Advanced Find. If you want to see other videos in this series, see the links below. If you've got any content suggestions, or indeed you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, please see the links below. Thank you very much for your time, and hopefully see you again soon.